Hi everybody, so let me show you a few steps to help with your discussion this week where you're going to make some adjustments to this Desmos trig animation. So this is the file that I gave you, and notice right now everything's moving together. Let me point out some pieces of what's in the graph. So first I have a list. It goes 0, a half, 1, 3/2, 2. That allowed me to have multiple cosine functions showing in the graph. You can, of course, switch to sine. You can see the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Using it as a list meant I didn't have to write cosine over and over again. I could do it all at once, so you could change these values. That could be something that you do to change it. I did negative. Maybe you want to change it to positive. Maybe you want to add some kind of amplitude here. I did do a restricted domain, negative pi to pi, because I just wanted to see this like period happening here. This a, f of a, those are the points, right? That's how I got the points to show up on the graph, because if I don't have this on, I just see a graph, I don't see any interaction, so I put those points in. Because I put in A, Desmos says, well, I don't know what A is, and it makes a slider. And then the slider, when I push play, there's the animation where it does something. So this is a good place to play around and see what you would like to do. Like if you don't want all of those going at the same time, maybe you will separate the function into more than one. Maybe you'll make a little adjustment to it. You could also use the idea of the list and see what that does. So maybe you want to do something with that to have the different dots coming in at different times. And again, you can play around with that. Maybe you don't want to do just A, maybe you want a half of A, maybe you want minus A, right? You can play with any of that. So you have plenty of things to try, changing the function, changing amplitude, changing period, changing domain, changing the list, right? So maybe you want to make these a lot more scattered out. So just change these numbers. You can change the points. I would leave this. This is the whole animation, is having a slider. Maybe you want to add a second slider. Maybe you want to have two different things. That would be okay. To get that to happen, you just start typing. So watch, if I type B, f of B, it says, do you want to add a slider? And I say, yeah, that sounds great. And then watch, I have some more points now. So see how quickly those came? You may have to do some editing there. So I'm going to go to the settings. And then you can say where you want it to go from and to. Well, because our particular graph goes from negative pi to pi, that's what I would probably say there. So now watch, it stays where I want it to. And again, you can mess with it, but now I have two sets of values doing things. And maybe that adds a level of interest that you're excited about. You could also go back and tell it something like plus A. So now you have even more going on. So plenty of things to do. I expect all of you will have a little something different. Remember, the settings is where you get to change the colors. So if you don't like that, you change it to a different color. You can change the size of it by going in here. If you want to make it maybe 12, that would work too. So lots and lots of choices. When you are finished, you share it by clicking on the share graph, and you copy this link, and that's what you post in your discussion. So that's what you want to put in so that we can click on it and see what you came up with. This time we're going to rate how people did. So you can get 5 stars, 4 stars, whatever you want to do. We're going to be kind to each other. We're not going to say anything negative, but we do want to applaud and congratulate each other for doing good work.